Hello everybody and welcome back to Software Gore, brought to you by our sponsor, the like button. As always when we're on this subreddit, you gotta bug test it. Click the like button. Make sure that it works. It's very important for YouTube testing, alright? It's down below the video. Check it out. Let's start off with number 19. The gas prices are out of hand. That's what I've been saying out here in Southern California. $9.99. Well, you see, the thing about that is, the only unrealistic thing here is that the premium gas is the same price as the regular unleaded gas. But in like another year, this is just gonna be the norm out here in Southern California at least, and they're just gonna have to add another digit to the signs because $9.99, it's not gonna be enough. We're gonna need another place so that we can bring it into the 10, 11, oh God. It's gonna get bad before it gets better, if it ever gets better. Maybe we're just permanently on the gas uptick, unless electric vehicles really completely take over, and then maybe the price of oil goes down, but would it actually work that way? I don't know. Don't know how the whole supply and demand economics of oil works. It's probably just gonna keep going up. Something tells me I'm not supposed to drive here. Ooh, Forza Horizon, right? Let's go. Some realistic Lamborghini Aventador driving. Everybody knows that if you hit the tree going over 88 miles an hour, you actually go into the underworld. Don't worry, the car is still drivable after it gets back onto the surface. You're just trying to go to the Nether. It's a little known fact that the Nether actually exists in Forza Horizon, and you can go there. You just have to create your own portal by hitting the tree going really, really fast, and you break the space-time continuum. Windows 10 chops up text in random places sometimes. Dawn has been the funniest example so far. Open Action Center, Focus Assist, Dawn. I don't know what Dawn is. Don't do something? Or what's it short for? Or, you know what? Hey, did you go to Santa Barbara High School? Because the mascot was a Dawn, so maybe it just knows what high school you went to. I mean, Microsoft probably knows what high school I went to. I wouldn't be surprised. So maybe they just try to remind you of your high school mascot every now and again. Dawn. Or Jardon. Dawn. Just split up Jardon, that was also like Dawn, as in the high school mascot. So there's a lot of ways to interpret this that definitely make a whole lot of sense. I haven't seen it before though, which is disappointing. Fraps decided to put in an FPS counter on this random message. I can't stop laughing. Oh my God, this brings me back. When I first started recording on PC, I used Fraps. Good Lord, were the files gigantic. For like 10 minutes of recording, it would be like 2 to 3 gigabytes because they were like uncompressed AVI files. And it would also put the frame counter in random things. Anything that it detected as like a particular kind of displayed message. I don't know if it like detects OpenGL or something like that. It would put a frame counter there. And sometimes the frame counters would appear in random places. I'd be like, Fraps, that's not what I'm trying to record. Let's go back to the game. You're silly. This is totally, oh my God, bro. It's, you know, Fraps, it was high quality. It just can't send the files of that size over the internet terribly well. It would be like 20 gigabytes for an hour of footage. And I was like, that's too much. My hard drive is gonna run out of space. We can't do long sessions here in Minecraft. Absolutely gorgeous. Super Stylist. Step 1, select your best party hairstyle. Also, select your best party face tattoo. Also contacts. And also eye white dye. I mean, unalive. Isn't that a thing though? Because I've seen pictures of people who have like the whites of their eyes different colors, and it's like you can actually, oh God. I know people have like done a thing to change the and then it can like, oh God, it must be so painful, and also I think it can leak, and then that's what this reminds me of seeing though, and it's just, oh God, I can't imagine doing that. I can't imagine doing anything to my eye. I can't imagine putting a contact lens in my eye. Even that is too much for me. Looking good though. You'll stand out at the party, that's for sure. I don't think that's how Cradles work. This can go all over the place. They're gonna get super tangled. Oh, at least they're not getting tangled. It's really unrealistic. Because if this were a real thing, then they would just, you know, end up all tangled up with each other, because that's what actually happens in person if you do the thing too hard. And then they just all wrap around each other. You're like, oops, guess I'm not using that again. Is this like a game where it's just the thing? I feel like this is better suited for an actual in-person thing versus doing it on your phone, but what do I know? Not much. What do you just watch it? Or is it maybe it's an interactive wallpaper? That would make more sense. Otherwise, I have no idea. So, was the threat removed or not? It's Schrodinger's threat. Depending upon what you're hoping to have happen, it'll do the opposite. If you want for it to be removed, then whatever you click here, it's gonna not do that. If you want it to be secured, it's gonna not do that either. So, or if you want it not to be removed, then you're gonna click it, it's gonna be the wrong thing. Whatever you want, it's gonna be the opposite, because it's how things work in life. When this sort of situation presents itself, no matter what you do, it will always be the thing you don't want it to do. No matter what. No matter, even if you actually did click it at the right time when it's displaying the right thing, it'll always do the thing that you didn't want for it to do. Always. Please stop, you're scaring me. What's wrong? I only see one person here lying on the canvas. How did it happen? Who knocked him out? I can't see anybody else. Oh, it must have been, he must have fallen to the intimidation of the Tposing from the crowd. Little known fact that if you get at least several thousand people Tposing in an arena, the sheer intimidation will be enough to knock anyone out. But only one person. I don't see any. Who was his opponent? I don't see him. PS4 fell asleep with Prime going, turned it back to find this. Oh, little do you know, you are the horror movie now. Alright? Amazon has hidden cameras all over your house. And for the next person who left their PlayStation playing Prime Video for too long, you become the next. What was the movie that was like super low budget, that was super duper, went super big though? God, I can't remember the name of it. But you know what I'm talking about though. It was that one horror movie, and they had a bunch of others, but the original one was shot for like super low budget, and then they absolutely like blew it out of the water in box office sales on this like little indie horror film, and then they did a bunch of others, and that's what you're in. Why can't I think of the name? I don't know the name. But you know what I mean. You definitely know what I mean, even if I don't know the name. The loading asset is missing, but the animation still works. Huh. It's interesting. It kind of gives you insight as to how the loading is done. The loading asset itself is a static image that is then turned via some sort of code in the browser or the player, rather than the browser loading a video asset. That's probably completely uninteresting to anyone, but it's like a mildly interesting thing just to know. It's like, oh, okay. So they don't actually animate the thing on the PC and then have a video file. It's actually just a still image that nobody cares. TF2 is taking over my computer. It is. Also, Terraria seems to be taking over your computer. It's a war between Team Fortress 2 and Terraria. Team Fortress 2 is feeling a little bit envious of the fact that Terraria is your wallpaper. And so it's like, no, I shall overtake Terraria, okay? I could have been a great esports title and never really hit the big time on the esports, and now I need to show you who's boss. Get out of here, Terraria. I am 3-dimensional. You only have 2-dimensional. That's ridiculous. Why would anyone choose 2D over 3D? I'm insulted. The stars disagree. What people say about us. 4.4 out of 5. With like a 2 something on the star. Which is correct though. Because it's like, if you're trying to get away with bamboozling people, you should probably ensure that they both match, right? I'd like to think that they actually do have a 4.4, but that this is just kind of messed up down here, because who are you trying to fool? You're just hoping that like people don't realize, or if you fudge this number, you might as well fudge this too. Why stop at this when the stars are gonna tell a different story, right? Maybe it's just pulling the stars of the number from like 2 different places. It's gotta be that. Antonio has decided he plays by his own rules. What has happened here? Wait. I mean, it kind of looks like, did you decide to play by your own rules too? Why do you have 2 queens? Why do you have like all your pieces? And there's no pawn. And then this, oh wait, is that 2 kings? You have 2 queens. You have 2 kings. Well, I don't know what's happened. I think you both have some weird stuff going on. Unless you're just saying Antonio has kind of hijacked your game, but Antonio seems to be at a bit of a disadvantage with the whole not having any pawns thing. Depends on the turn, though. If it's Antonio's turn, then Antonio takes the bishop, turns it into a queen, but then your king just obliterates it like the next move because he's got no protection on it. So really, Antonio's in a bit of a tough spot right here. I don't know how he's going to get out of this one. I don't know how he lost his pawns so quickly and no other pieces. Interesting. If only we could see this match and how it led up to this point. Work training is going well. Results, your score 80%. Passing score, or your score 100%, passing score 80%. You did not pass. Congratulations, you passed. I mean, I think you passed. It showed that you did not pass message, but you got 100%. At least you screenshotted it, so you can show it to your teacher if you have an issue for whatever reason. I think you're good. And then your teacher is gonna be like, you could have photoshopped this. You could have messed with this, dude. I don't believe you. Like, why would I do this? Why would I bother to put both messages on the screen that I'm photoshopping? Who would do that? There's no way I'd think to do that. Tesla, that's no moon. Oh, it's this again, from the very last video. Never tell me the odds. Well, in case you missed the last video that went up, you should watch that. Here's it again. Would you like for me to go on another rant about how I think the odds of fully self-driving cars in the very near future are pretty slim? No? You already heard it? Okay, cool. Then we'll move on to the next post. Makes sense. Undertale. 9,522 rated. Pretty good game. I'm glad that I can actually speak to Undertale now that I've played it. Is a Let's Play on the Captain Sparkles 2 channel because I streamed it. Wow, you can go watch it? That's so cool. Shameless self-promotion. There's so many videos on there from live streams. You were not able to purchase this product for the following reasons. You do not own Undertale. So you're telling me in order for me to have Undertale, I have to already have Undertale. Right. No, that makes sense. That definitely, I mean, honestly, in the universe of Undertale, I could see that being a thing, given that, you know, let's take Temmie, for example. The fact that you can just keep selling Temmie and give Temmie the money that Temmie paid you, that you then give back to Temmie, that Temmie can then use in order to pay for school, but Temmie paid you the money in the first place, and then you gave Temmie back the money, and then Temmie's like, oh great, I can use this to pay for my education. You're like, but wait, you paid me the money that I'm now paying you. Are you sure that this is, couldn't you have then just afforded your education at the beginning of this whole, why did we go through this process? You should, so you have to own Undertale to get Undertale, right? You can't, yeah, exactly. Where can I buy? The following application's disc is not inserted. YouTube, you know, the disc gets progressively larger every day, every second. What is it? Like every minute there's like 1,000 hours of footage that are uploaded to YouTube. Maybe it's every second now. So it's a pretty large disc. You need to actually get a crane to bring it over to your house. You need to get a really, really large disc reader, but it has all of YouTube on it. So you're gonna need to put that in order to have it. So just for $5 shipping and handling, it can be yours in the next couple of days. My PC started crashing all around and my mouse cursor started duplicating, so I drew a house with it. Nice. It's a good use. Very pretty. It kind of looked like in the thumbnail, someone trying to do like the frosting on the edges of a gingerbread house. And it not being the most pretty job, but it gets it done, right? You know what they're going for. It's just, maybe in my case, it'd be like my first time doing a gingerbread house since kindergarten, and it'd be a little iffy, but you'd know what it was at the very least. And the top for the last month, female gender is invalid. I'm gonna get canceled. Gender, female, male. Please select a valid option. Well, you see, the issue is they're not being inclusive of non-binary options, and so that's the issue there. In fact, even being less inclusive because it's apparently you can just select male on this option. So there's your problem. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Software Gore. Make sure that you like if you liked, and subscribe, and turn on notifications, and hit the bell, and all that good stuff. You know, and playlist in the description. If you want more Software Gore, you can just click the last, or the end, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to hurt your ears. Click the end screen to catch the last Software Gore. You know the drill. All right, I'll see you next time.